Okay. One more thing before we jump into the assignment. I want to talk about default values in functions. And default values in functions allow you to create parameters that have a default value, default argument. So in other words, this very, very simple function that I've created takes two parameters. It takes message and it takes something called times. And you can see here that all it does is it prints that message a number of times, right? It's like when we print a line of asterisks across the screen, right? But there's something different here where I've defined the parameter using an equal sign and 1. And what that means is if I do this when I call the function, it will default to 1. So if I leave off times as an argument, it will just do it one time. If I specify how many times I want it to do it, then it will do it 5 times. And so let's take a look at a little code here. So we'll define a function called sayThing with a message, strmsg, and then int times equals, we'll say 5. We'll make it a little different than the other one was. And I'm going to also use a loop here instead of the other. For x in range, and we'll say int times there, and we'll print str message. So all this does now is if I say sayThing hello 3, now it says hello 3 times. But if I say hello and I don't give that, then it will say hello 5 times because I've set a default here. I can also set a default here. You're allowed to have only default arguments or only optional arguments. So if I default to that, I don't even have to give it any arguments. And it will say Bill is here 5 times by default. I can also just say int times equals 1. And it says that 1 time. Now note, if I skip this optional argument, I have to specify the name of the argument that I'm giving, so it knows. So let's look at a little bit more examples here.